say that the lobby water changing that.
Probably.
I don't think.
Has it been on this night forever? That's what I figured. And I didn't think it was a good enough excuse to miss the council meeting.
3rd, 2021 meeting of the Danville City Council to order. Mayor Williams is attending the Edgar Fellows Symposium at the U of I. We're honored that he got chosen one of only 40 in the state of Illinois. He's learning about governmental features and networking with a lot of leaders who are going to help Danville in the future. So I think it's great that the mayor is there for that. And as vice mayor, I'm going to attempt to coordinate the meeting tonight, and with your help, I'm sure we'll be fine. Roll call to establish a quorum. And Brenda Braun's not going to be here tonight. She called and said she couldn't make it. So we'll have 12.
Mayor Ricky Williams Jr., Alderman Carolyn Warrens,
Present.
James Pashard,
President.
Heidi Patel,
Present.
Bob Iverson,
Present.
Brenda Brown, Michael Kane,
Here.
Mike Poor,
Present.
Rick Streeting,
Here.
Sherry Pickering,
Here.
Eve Ludwig,
Present.
Tricia Teague,
Present.
Robert Williams,
Present.
Darren York.
Here.
We have 12 present.
Thank you, 12 present. For over a year when we were online, we had Alderwoman Brenda Brown doing the prayer before each meeting, did a terrific job. I was going to thank her, but she's not here tonight, so we do thank her for her spiritual guidance. Now that we're back in person, we can again have folks from the community come out and help us and do the invocation. Tonight, we're going to be led by the Reverend Doug Knapp, who's executive pastor of the Assembly in Danville. And the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Alderman Darren York. You please stand.
I'm going to be Pastor Doug Knapp tonight. Lord, we thank you for this evening, and we thank you for bringing us all together. We want to thank you for blessing our city, blessing all the city officials, our staff, and all the city employees. Please give the council the wisdom tonight to make decisions that will enable the city to be successful. And so we give you all the praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For the last few days, they've been sending me all these things I should remember and all these notes. I must have had 4 times to remember that Reverend Doug Knapp was going to be the prayer. And 30 seconds later, she upsets the whole applicant.
Yeah, she didn't pick up any collection.
I think she done a fine job.
She did a wonderful job. I'm glad she was here to fill in. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the, July 20th meeting of the Danville City Council.
So move.
Second.
Okay, did you get the first and second? Okay. Any discussion or debate on the minutes? Any questions? No? Then let's have a roll call vote.
Just a voice vote.
Oh, good. See, now we were online, we had to do it all, right? Okay, voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. So the motion passes. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda. The agenda there is a slight change. Item 12E has been amended, and you've all received the new amended version in your Dropbox today. It's for the approval of the terms and conditions of the ARPA funds. The draft was previously approved by Public Services, was based on an earlier draft, so the final draft includes some language triggering an amended ordinance that was attached. So 12E now has the attached one. So I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So move.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion or debate? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
As opposed, any opposed, same sign. See, I told them, we just moved this right along.
We haven't got that yet.
Yeah, I haven't got to the attitude yet. Uh-oh, they're aiming for me. All right, proclamations. I have none. The mayor didn't give me any. Are there any boards, committees, or personnel appointments to discuss? Is this what you wanted to?
No, next.
Edward here.
Okay, anyway, all right. Any reports of boards, agencies, or commissions? Any reports of boards, agencies, or commissions?
Could have ever do so.
That's, yeah. And items of information, first, our attorney has a presentation or an announcement.
It's my pleasure to introduce our new Assistant Corporation Counsel, Amanda Mank. She will be handling, starting sometime this month, once she becomes thoroughly familiar with it, ordinance violation court, small claims court, and real estate matters, and anything else I can throw her way. She is a graduate of the University of Illinois College of Law, and her undergraduate degree, as I recall, was there as well. And I am very excited to have her join us. She's going to be working a lot on the side lot program, as well as demolitions and blighted areas.
What's your last name?
M-A-N-K.
Great, thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah. You'll probably be hearing from all the aldermen. Since I have the items of information from the mayor, I get a chance to speak. You've heard no doubt by now that there's a spike in local COVID cases. Million County Health Department's urging people to use masks when indoors and to get vaccinated. I hope that people follow this recommendation. To me, it's disappointing the county has a low vaccination rate because we're in an area that's known for its efforts to help each other. We do this through all sorts of fund drives and church activities and special events and things that the government does. And this was a perfect example to help other people in the county. And we dropped it, I think. We need to look at this as another chance to help people in need. Those who are not vaccinated should get the shot for the sake of others. Don't think of it as just what you want to do. Think of it as a chance to help other people. Get vaccinated for the sake of the children who at this point can't get vaccination, or for those who have medical conditions and makes them vulnerable. Get the shot to protect other people, protect the people you love. It's not just for yourself. The mayor has not told me what the city is going to do as far as wearing masks indoors. I'm assuming when he gets back later this week, we'll probably get a little more strict on that. I did speak to him, though. We voted at the last city council meeting to get back on a group here in our horseshoe instead of having it spread throughout the room. I wanted to know if we could re-examine that issue or should re-examine the issue and see how you felt. Are you comfortable this way, or do you want to be spread back out with more social distancing? Comments on that, and we'll raise our hands in a while, but comments on which way you want to go? How do you feel? Oh, okay.
I have no problem sitting in a horseshoe. I think we should all have masks on. I think we all have been vaccinated. So the CDC guideline is when you're indoors and in a group of people, whether you know them or not, wear a mask if you're indoors. So that's how I feel.
But you're okay being in the horseshoe as
Yeah.
long as we're all masked and vaccinated? Anyone who would like to go back? Yeah, Reverend Alderman Williams. Make you a Reverend Alderman. I don't know.
I can't preach. I like to say that, with the new strain of viruses we're experiencing in the community and across the country, that wearing a mask should be mandatory in all indoor settings. And even in our meeting here, we should be masked up. Thank you.
Do you want to spread out too, or is the mask
No,
sufficient?
as long as we're in a mask setting, I think we'd be okay.
And of course, as when you spoke like just now, when you're going to speak, I think we can reduce
Right.
the
And after everyone has received their proper vaccinations and stuff.
And I think everyone on the city council, last I knew, has.
But the visitors
the
coming
vaccine.
in,
But the visitors, you never know. Yeah, that's always the problem. Any other comments or questions? No? So you feel mostly comfortable staying in the horseshoe if you wear masks and try to be socially responsible? Okay, I'll tell the mayor that. Now, the other item that is a presentation on our new city website. We get to find out what our new website looks like, and I'm assuming we're going to have to move so we can see this.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Uh, First off, we've been working really digitally and hard on this website for the last almost 12 months now. We had a web development team consisting of the mayor, Lisa Monson, myself, Aaron Weaver, and Megan Mudd, who helped guide the consultant who developed this for us. And yesterday, it went live. Today, we set about fixing a lot of problems with it. But that's to be expected with anything that goes live. What I want to do today is just show you some of the highlights of the new page. Not all of it. I mean, you can certainly explore the page afterwards. There's a lot to explore. There's a lot of information on here that's been ported over, a lot of new information that's been added on. But the goal of this project was to try to create a platform that allows visitors to this page quick and easy access to the information that they're seeking with as few clicks as possible to get anywhere on the page. And you'll see that as you navigate this site. You'll see that there are divisions, there's departments, there's city sections, there are ways to get back and forth between the two, there's navigation bars, everything that you would need to find the information that's pertinent to what you're searching for at any particular time. So what we're looking at here is the landing page of the home site, and we start off with a beautiful picture here of Dick Van Dyke. Up at the top, we've got 4 tabs. Government is going to hold all of the information about the functions of the city, whether it's planning and zoning or legal or code enforcement, public works. Our city is going to contain information that the city assists with, fall festivals, softball, neighborhood associations. They're not directly city functions in some cases, but they're pieces of the community that we participate with. Business is geared towards establishing business incentives, enterprise zones, TIF districts. And then the really exciting one that I like a lot is the I want to. It reads like a sentence. I want to report a problem to the city, or I want to find a committee, whether it's historic preservation or public services, so they can click on this and go right to what they want to find. The last icon is a search icon. They can type in any search. There's a few quick links here, but they can type in words and it will pull up the most relevant information on that search. Scrolling down the page, we see quick link buttons here that will provide jumps to other sections of the page more quickly than looking through a government tab and listing all of the different functions of the city. So whether they want to hit the police page or Parks and Rec, GIS or permits, they can get there. And with the interaction, it gives the feeling that they're actually participating with the page. Underneath that, we'll see a keep up to date section. And these are for highlights and other important events that are happening throughout the city. Keep up to date with newsletters and receive the latest information. And you can see here, there's a button and it actually will flip and it announces tonight's streaming meeting for the internet participants. Below this, we've got a news section. And we've already got a few news stories on here. It's been live 2 days. We already have news stories. So city council meeting tonight, okay? And the new city website released August 2nd, 2021. And if we click on this, it'll take you to the full news story so they can read more information about it. Whoop. Next to the news portion is a calendar portion. This calendar is a centralized calendar. So whether we're having a city council meeting, public services meeting, a historic preservation meeting, it's all going to be listed on a single calendar right on the main page of the city of Danville. So you don't have to go searching through multiple pages to find that one softball game or that one First Friday event. It's all going to be listed here. And again, you hover over it and it'll highlight. You can go to a full calendar and choose today, 7 days, 30 days, all upcoming events, and it's all listed here. The first 4 are what's coming up first. If they want future dates that are further out, there's always availability in the full calendar. This is an exciting portion right here, the residential address lookup. This is one of the things that we kind of insisted on with our consultant. When they suggested this, we were like, yes, we need this. A residential address lookup, because we get so many phone calls for the city hall, for the public works. My address is such and such. When's my garbage pickup? My address is such and such. Who's my alderman? How do I get in contact with this person? All right, so if we were to put in an address, okay, let's try Stewart Street here. And it brings up information quickly about that. The inspector's name is Charlie Richards. Carolyn Wands is the alderman. There's the phone number. They're in Ward 2. Your yard waste pickup is on Wednesday and it's Zone B, and your solid waste is also on Wednesday. That'll cut down on a lot of the phone calls right there. And then, of course, at the bottom is the footer. You're familiar with this. Most web pages have footers, links to the mayor's page directly, privacy policies, the address, and the city seal. Kind of wraps everything up on this page. It's succinct. It's easy to navigate. It's got the information right there at a couple of clicks. I've already shown you a few things right away that a citizen can find out without even going deeper into the page. And then the interior pages are just as exciting. So if we were to go to GIS, I'm the GIS administrator. I'm going to show you the GIS page. So it starts off with a little bit of dialogue telling everybody about the GIS division. The second paragraph, of course, toots our own horn a little bit. We won 2 Special Achievement in GIS Awards, 2014 and 2019. Those are big deals. You can actually click here for more information. And then it tells a little bit more about the services provided by the division. The mapping applications subpage brings you to a list of applications that are developed, okay? In the past, many of you have navigated to our ArcGIS Online portal, okay? It's a little clumsy to get there, a little archaic to use it sometimes. Go to the city homepage, click on GIS, and you're there. You have access to all of the web apps that are publicly available. Now, if we wanted to see something about the city council, we would go to government, city council. Talks about meetings. There's your agendas and your minutes. We can go a little bit deeper into here and see the alderman page. And it's got a list with contact information and emails and a ward map. Okay, so if the citizen is already here at this page gathering some information and they still are curious about which ward they're in, They can find out right here by typing their address into this bar, and the map will zoom down to their piece of property, show them where they live, what ward they are currently in. And if they click on it, of course, they will get more information. So with a couple of clicks, 3 clicks, I think 3 clicks from the homepage, we're already down here where they can find information on Public Services Committee, okay? And just the alderman for the Public Services Committee, okay? Our city, maybe they wanted to know about the Historic Preservation Commission. More information. And we've got these widgets. Everything is built with widgets so that it will enhance the experience. It will collapse information that doesn't need to be read. A lot of times you'll find web pages that just scroll and scroll, and there's just text and text. And it's just, you can't find what you're looking for because you just skim over it and you're not actually reading it. Well, with these widgets, you can expand these and you can look for specific information. So a lot of work has gone into this. We've still got a little ways to go as we're ironing out the bugs now that it's gone live. But I think this is a step in the right direction. With this website, the information is just literally 2 or 3 clicks away.
If we have suggestions on things to add, should we call you?
Yes, yeah. During the week, the next few weeks, the next few months, go ahead and review the site, see what's there or what's missing, what needs to be updated, what needs to be added. What our purpose was for this launch was to make sure that the information that we were providing was as correct as we could get it, not as complete as we could get it, because there's a difference. We don't want to present incomplete information and erroneous information. We want to provide correct information, even if it is reduced in the amount of information that we're providing.
Well, it is live now. People click in, will get this.
Yeah, we actually had with our new form system. One of the users in the community submitted a form through this system yesterday, and we didn't even announce it went live. They just found it and of course submitted their I can't remember what it was, a permit application or something through the system.
Anybody have questions for Adam?
Adam, the calendar portion, that's just basically city business. Doesn't take community events or anything into consideration.
Right, that will be events that the city is participating in. Something like Fall River Festival
Right.
would be on that calendar, right? Balloon Fest would be on that calendar. Okay, First Fridays would be on that calendar, and then meetings like historic preservation, of course, will be on there because the city, sends representatives to that. City council meetings, those kind of things. So anything that the city is directly involved with will go on that calendar.
I know one of the biggest complaints I hear is, why is there a central calendar where everybody can put stuff on it that they know what's going on in the community?
Mhm.
But that's probably not the place for it, but that's just, I wish somebody would take that by the horn.
Yeah, it would be unfeasible to have a centralized calendar on our website for the entire community to access and use.
Vermillion Advantage is a pretty good calendar. I know you can't have everything. There's so many
Comes out the
things.
week before.
That's true, yeah.
Well, Adam, I can say thank you very much because we tried this, 2 or 3 years ago and it kind of fell flat in its face. So thank you and you and your team for doing what you've done.
Thank you, Alderman.
Absolutely. That's great. Any other thoughts? Yes.
I just was wondering how often you plan to update the website. I don't know if you had mentioned that or not previously.
With this site, we're going with an interesting approach this time. Each of the divisions has a designated staff person to maintain their small portion of these pages. For instance, I might maintain the GIS portion, and Lisa Monson will maintain the clerk's portion. So those updates will happen as soon as that staff has available time to update their information. The overall design is going to be carried throughout each of the pages. So the design itself is going to be static, but the information, whether it's public works or planning, maybe there's, it's a zoning or code enforcement, that kind of stuff will be updated as soon as possible by the staff that's been assigned to that. And that's one of the things that we've seen in the past was sometimes the information will stay on there for months past its expiration, well, with this new diversified way of handling the website, the person that wanted the information posted up there will be able to post it, and then they will be responsible for bringing it back down according to their timelines, rather than waiting on another staff member to finally take care of that, with everybody's workload. It's just much more manageable if everybody takes a small portion.
Any other comments or suggestions? Adam, thank you very much. I think this is something the public will really like.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, now moving to the petitions, communications, and audience comments. Madam Clerk, you have several yellow cards.
Yes, thank you, Vice Mayor. I do. First, I have Jill Byerly Smalley regarding gaming licensing for the Big Easy of Danville.
And reminder, you have 3 minutes. Although we're not really strict about it.
Do you have a red light or something? You
Yeah,
can
sure.
I'll start a timer.
give me a thumbs up or something? Okay. My name's Jill Byerly Smalley. I am here on behalf of our niece, who is Cherie Sheffer. And Cherie is the sole owner of the Big Easy of Danville, which is the bar and restaurant that took over the property that was formerly the Knights of Columbus building at 310 Bryan. And one of the reasons I'm here on her behalf is because it's a lot of work running a bar restaurant, and she's really busy with 3 kids and a restaurant and a bar. And also, the property was purchased by myself and my husband, Dan Smalley, who's here with me tonight, as well as my parents, Jack and Judith Byerly. And again, it's my niece that we own the property. She is 100% the owner of the business of the Big Easy of Danville. So I have a question for the council members, and I really need an honest answer here. Does anybody know how the state of Illinois processes the gaming licenses? Okay. Go ahead. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, it's basically, you fill out the application, they do background checks, FBI background checks, you're fingerprinted. All the owners are investigated. If everything checks out, then you are awarded your state gaming license, video gaming license.
And are you aware of what order those licenses are processed once the application is filled out with the state?
With COVID, with COVID and everything else, the city's been waiting since March of 2019 for their, or 20, I can't remember.
20,
it was 20, last time the gaming board.
Right.
Right. They haven't been meeting in person. They're very, very behind on, I know they're not granting any casino licenses, period.
Right.
Video gaming, there's a few but they supposed to meet once a month.
Right, but they're not at this point. I know,
it's hit and miss.
Correct. So.
You can actually go on IGB website, video gaming, and see their agendas, their minutes, and different things.
Well, All I know for sure about the state's process of actually putting those forms through is that nobody can tell you exactly how the state puts those through.
No.
And I'm not being, I'm not trying to be facetious or anything like that. I do have some information, and it's 100% hearsay from someone in Chicago. And I'm going to tell you right now, so you can't hold it to this or whatever, but that there is literally no rhyme or reason to how they process. So you send an application in February, okay, and for your gaming license, and then you send one in March, and you April, and you May, and you June, and you could get yours June, and it has nothing to do with the fact that there is really investigating you more. There's no problem here, no problem, no problem, no problem. They just picked out Mike Poor and processed yours first. I also know that we have a history in the state of the higher ups and, Chicago area, that things aren't always done fair. And so we processed our license. And when I say we, again, I'm as a representative of my niece, okay? Processed it back in February. And when you go on the site, all it says for our application is pending, 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 pending. So there's a chance that somebody in Danville has gotten their gaming license before us from the city, even though they applied. I'm just saying there's a chance. I don't know that because I can't.
Yeah, you can't get a city license until you have your state license.
That's what I'm saying. There's a chance that because, as I said, March, April, May, June, July, or whatever, but then yours went through, so then you came to the city of Danville first, you got your licensing, skipped her, skipped you, skipped you, skipped you.
If there was a license available.
If there was a license available. When we applied for our liquor license, there was a license available. So my next question would be, and every time we've ever had any issue with the city, when I say issue, something that we needed or wanted or something we wanted to bring up, city council and everything has always been fair. We have never experienced anything that has not been fair. Might not be what everyone wants to hear, but it's always been fair. So if that's the case, I don't understand how that is fair. And so what I'm asking for you to possibly do is look at the licensing based on the type of establishment it's going in. Because what sense does it make? I have tried to do my research. I've really tried. And I think there's only one restaurant bar in Danville, other than the chain of like Red Lobster and Applebee's. So let's put the chains out of it, okay? One restaurant bar in Danville that doesn't have a gaming license. Does anyone know which one it is? The Big Easy of Danville. So we got our open liquor license granted, followed all the rules, but now we can't get a gaming license. We're not even on the list with the city of Danville because the state hasn't processed us yet. And I guarantee you there is nothing with our application that there's going to find something awry. We've got a 30-something-year-old hardworking entrepreneur minority girl who's trying to bring something good to Danville, and she feels like the rug's being ripped out from under her. We just want to be on a fair playing field. People are, honestly, they're traveling to Tilton, Crispin, Paris, St. Joe, Champaign, Potomac, Hoopeston. I mean, I'm not even kidding, because there are restaurant bars there that the couples want to go to. And I say couples because I'm kind of stereotyping, I have a group of friends, my parents have groups of friends. You go out, casual dinner, you want to gamble a little bit. I think we cater to more of the casual gambler, whereas some of the parlor types is more, if you walk into some of those parlors, you're only walking into the gas station parlors because you want to gamble. You might walk into our place because you're there to have dinner, to listen to a band, to come to a festival, to do all these things, but we're losing customers. They're walking out because they're trying to do two different things at once. They want to have an evening out. They don't want to just have dinner. They don't want to just listen to a band. Everybody wants to do something different. So we're just asking you to consider that maybe the licenses could be given out in categories. If you have a bar, restaurant, banquet hall, and you give out, I don't know what the number is, but let's say it's 35 licenses for open liquor in the city, then maybe there should be 35 licenses for gaming, because I think we're the only one. So I want to be ready once the state approves us. And I think that there's a chance that there have been people approved from the state after us, even though we applied first. I don't have, that's all hearsay. So I'm not asking you to, but I'm saying it's a possibility. It's a possibility. So, you know, why do we open a business in Danville? If anyone else has a business in Danville, and if you think that people do it just because they're trying to get rich, that's not why. I've lived in Danville my entire life. Husband's lived in Danville his entire life. My parents have lived in Danville their entire lives. We are totally vested in this city, and we're trying to bring something different and useful and something to that neighborhood as well. You know, it's in an enterprise zone. There's a lot of the people in the neighborhood really like that they can go in there and have, you know, lunch, dinner, you know, have a drink. There's a lot of carry out, you know, going on. We appreciate everybody in the neighborhood. And I think that it would not be any detriment to the neighborhood to add gaming. And I know that you can't just, oh, well, we'll give them a license and not them a license. But I'm saying it's possible that because of the way the state processes, that you might be giving out licenses to people in the city that actually applied after us. I don't know that to be a fact. I'm just saying it's a possibility because we can't get a straight answer from the state.
Joe, why, can I meet with you and your niece and Danny maybe?
You can meet with any of us.
Just shoot me an email.
Okay.
Or call me.
I just like you all to consider it and put it, you know.
I have a lot of history on the video gaming. I had to help.
Well, and we didn't have any reason to think that there wasn't the license. We didn't buy the business of the nights. We only bought the property. So it was a whole new turnaround. So we didn't have any, we built it. We literally, if any of you have been inside the Big Easy, we literally built it around the gaming. And it's a nice, I mean, we really tried to make it a nice environment, and we do have history there with the nights. So we just appreciate anybody considering the information, and I think that's got it. So
We get together.
Okay.
I'm pretty much available anytime.
Yep.
If I'm not going to the doctors.
Yep. Thank you all very much for
Thank
your
you for
time.
bringing this
Appreciate it.
up. Yeah, it's something that we are gonna have to look at the whole thing with gaming, but we sympathize with you. Has anything to do with the state approving anything with gaming? Because we can't get an answer for our casino either.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why we want to get something. So
Yeah.
when the state gives us our approval, though, right now, it wouldn't make any difference
Mm-hmm.
because there's not any license available in the city.
Yeah, the city has 30 licenses. They're all taken.
They're all
There's
taken.
2 on the waiting list.
And like I said, we're not even on the waiting list
Because you don't have your state
because we don't have our state license.
Yeah.
But we can't get any answer. Trust me, if there's a number available that we've tried for the state, we've dialed it.
There is a list that the city has of VGT pending pursuing with Illinois Gaming Board. You are on that list, but like you said, they're not on the waiting list because you've been waiting on the gaming board for all of this time. And I will say, I personally believe, and I know that a lot of decisions were made before I joined the council, I personally believe that it's unfair that there's 30 licenses total without consideration being given to the types of entities that have licenses. Because we know that there are entities who got alcohol licenses for the purposes of having gaming that never had alcohol licenses before. And I'm not singling them out. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be able to have those licenses as well, because they should, but those but if they take licenses quicker than restaurants and bars, who were always restaurants and bars, then the restaurants and bars get penalized because they're waiting for the state, which is the situation that you're in.
I think we're the only one in Danville that has been issued a liquor license from the city for a bar restaurant that can't get a gaming license. I could be wrong, but if anyone else knows anybody else, but I've tried and looked and looked and looked. So I appreciate what you're saying. That's how we're looking at it. And we also don't know that the state doesn't process. If I have a large name behind my name, if I am Jill Smalley, owner of a BP franchise, I don't think that you can guarantee me that those don't get processed quicker so to speak. I'm not singling out BP. I'm using that as an example.
There's 4 categories on video gaming.
But the state,
Yeah.
our state has a history of not doing any
Right,
things
right.
necessarily fair and doing them according to who's got money in their back pocket. Not saying that has anything to do with the city of Danville. I'm saying that's why we don't know how the state is processing these applications. And we've tried to find out, and that's why none of you know, because nobody knows.
If it makes you feel any better, the city of Chicago can't get approval for a casino either.
Right.
So if that can't get it, who knows?
Exactly. So we're just sitting out there in limbo. So thank you for
Thank you
all
for
your
coming
comments
in.
and time.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Madam
Good.
Clerk? Yep.
Yep. Next, I have John Spazo with an update on the Palmer Arena.
Coach
How many minutes do I have now,
Coach
Bob?
Spazier, I'm holding you to 3 minutes. Yes, right. She took up, your time is up. She took up 2.
Well, Bob didn't believe me. He said, "I want to be the vice mayor tomorrow." I said, "What? You can be the vice mayor?" I said, "You know what, Bob? I'm going to come to city council just to believe me." And all of you, I appreciate what you do for this city. You know, I've been fortunate. I've been a coach at Danville Community College, and I've had a chance to live other places in Arizona and obviously overseas. And I don't, you know, when you did the about the website, that's an eye into this community. And I don't, and I was on with one of my former players. In fact, I'm going there here in about 2 weeks in Montserrat, small island. He says, "Coach, where you live at?" "On Myrtle." He had it pulled up. He said, "Well, yeah, you're right there in the college." I don't think any of us realize that we are an eye of a lot of people, not only just in this state, but across the world. And I know because I was at the college level for a long time, you know, people are looking at. They're going to look at that website. They're going to see, well, what's the college doing? What's going on with the economics? It's all about what goes on in this community. And being on the board of trustees with Sandra, and we all know how that goes, and that's a part of it. We're all recruiters. And I used to tell all our people that when you walk out, I couldn't even tell you how many times I've had people say, "Well, you're from Danville," yeah, and they'll say, you know, obviously the Van Dykes and so forth, but the Danville Dance, or that's where the national tournament's at. And I think now with the Palmer Arena, we've made updates there, as you well know, with the ice. Not only that, but we've redone things with our restrooms. The Vermilion County Bobcats are coming in, and she's done a great job with promotions. I know she's even reached out as far as Lafayette and other places. Again, it goes to that bringing people to Danville. And I think that's why I got involved with the national tournament 25 years ago, because I saw a couple of those boards. Believe me, I again appreciate you saying boards, because my wife told me, so you get on one more board, you'll be sleeping outside. So I do appreciate what you do, but the arena, as Bob knows, we've made some tremendous changes, not only with the physical part, but also internally with procedures and job descriptions and so forth. And the people that Joe's been able to move in and hire has really helped us. And we've had events here just recently with the basketball tournament Dwight Lucas put on. We had no problems at all. Officer Yates came in and spoke to us about security, so we're conscious of all those issues. We just had a comedy night, had over 300 some people there. We got some other things planned, and during the summertime, this is a big one, because I know most of you are not involved with any type of professional athletics, but I've said this all the time with the arena. We have to have events in the arena, not only during the wintertime, we have to have them in the summertime. And we're going to come back, and the Vermilion Bobcats are going to bring in camps and so forth. And they got people coming out of Indianapolis. That'll start next year. So we got more traffic coming into Danville. And as you know, it's the arena. Bob, I'm going to be very political here, because a lot of our money is based on hotel motel tax and the liquor tax. And I'm going to segue into something I think has been, and I've said this to Dr. Nacko, and I know most of you know Dr. Nacko. We have an opportunity, I think, if to bring in maybe and start to look at this, whether we have buildings that are not in use, or we need to build something. And one of them is the multiplex. If you go any place into Indiana and you go the other way,
You're talking about 5, 6, 7 courts. You're bringing youth tournaments in basketball, volleyball, indoor soccer. Those are kind of things, and that's I guess that's the last passion that I have before I decide to get off these boards. And I know a lot about it because I deal with it. In fact, as my consultant, as I go across the ocean, because guys bring me in, and what about this type of thing you need to do? What do you need to bring in this facility, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it kind of bothers me because this is my hometown, and I haven't been able to get that across to other people because it is about sports tourism. And I could give you statistics and bore you with all that. But I think that's a move we need to make to bring people into Danville. And that brings into quality of life. I just met with Tim Dudley here last week. We talked about it. And the more you can bring those people in, just like the national tournament does, the better off this community is going to be. So, Bob, am I under the 3 minutes? I just want to make
It hasn't
sure.
run yet.
Okay. So, again, any questions that you might have about the arena, the college, I'll answer those questions. The college is bought, as you well know, has bought the old armory, and we have some houses we have bought in around home in Tillman. I'll leave you to think about that for a little while, somewhere along the line. The college has made great strides from some of the things that maybe some of you, I don't know how many of you visited the college. How many people have gone out to the college, actually been on our campus, or maybe have taken it? You can see it comes a long way from maybe back in when it was Danville Junior College. There you go.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there.
We won't date you, Bob, but you can see where we've gone, and it's in a competitive business. There's other colleges and with things are going on. In the same way with here, it is a very competitive business, and we got to do everything we can, from taking care of the lawn to as you come in. I noticed when I was in Antigua, I'll say this, and there was a big sign that says, tourism is everybody's business. And it is our business because we are the people that, I know most of you got grandkids. I know Bob and I talk about it. I got great grandkids as young as I look, and nieces and nephews, great nieces and nephews. And that's why I do this. It's my career is down to the end. I still do stuff at La Salette, but it's about those young people. And we are the stewards of that. So I do appreciate the time you have to spend. Bob knows, for the last thing I want to do is be at some meeting. I just got back from one with the Basketball Museum of Illinois. So, but I thought I'd stop in and say congratulations to all of you. Keep doing the job you're trying to do. And I didn't come in here to complain about the alleys and the garbage and whatever else. You need to hear something from somebody that has to sit where you are. Say keep up doing the good work because it is a thankless job. Any other questions? I'll answer the best I can about the college or the arena. So I'll leave it at that. Again, thank you. You gonna say something, Sandra?
No.
Okay.
Thank you, Coach. And I do want to tell you, the arena is what I was gonna ask Adam about. Let's put the arena on the website too.
I was going to say that in the college. I tried to do this positive, Bob.
I think it'd be a great positive connection.
So again, we appreciate and all the support you do for the national tournament. I've been a big advocate because I sit on the Basketball Coaches Association as a past president, and when they start talking about other places, I do have some say in it. So behind the scenes. So I hope you appreciate that, and it does do a lot for our community. I couldn't begin to tell you how many places I've gone. They'll say, oh yeah, I've been to Danville. And I think that's the thing we sometimes forget. Again, thank you, everybody. I got supper waiting for me, and my wife says, are you in another meeting again? Thank you.
Thank you. Now he owes me one at the arena meeting. Madam Clerk, you have?
That's all I have.
That's all you have. Anybody else who'd like to make a presentation or discuss something with the city council? No? Any other? No? Thank you. Appreciate those who spoke up. We do not have any zoning petitions that I'm aware of. Do you have any? No? Okay, good. Approval of payrolls. Let's see, the payrolls I would like to entertain a motion to approve the payrolls for July 20th, and July 27th.
So moved.
Second.
Payroll will be 23rd and 30th. Just
Okay. I had the first part of the numbers, not the second. Okay, make it July 23rd and July 30th.
So moved.
Okay. Any questions, concerns, comments? Oh, yeah, she seconded.
Oh.
Yeah, Heidi did earlier. No? Okay, roll call vote?
Alderman O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
Strebing,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Pashard,
Yes.
Pertel,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Brown, 12 yes.
Alderman York, I saw you raising your hand after.
Oh, no, I
You
think,
say-
yeah, it
okay.
was unintentional.
I didn't know if you had, if I had been too quick on the trigger and moved you on or what, so. Okay, then I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the vouchers payable. And the vouchers payable are for the 27th and August 3rd, right? Yes, okay.
So moved.
Any second?
Second.
Second on Alderman York. Any questions, comments, concerns on the vouchers payable?
I have one question.
Yes.
For the August 3rd vouchers, there's payable to Perspectives EAP. It's on here multiple times, but it has two different ledger accounts that it's coming out of. What's the reasoning behind that?
Yeah, so on the schedule of vouchers payable, the Perspectives EAP is our employee assistance program,
Mhm.
and we'll break down that invoice by the number of employees per department. So you'll often see one vendor multiple times,
Gotcha.
broken down by department.
So then the ledger's account that it's coming from is based on the department.
Correct.
Correct. Okay, thank you.
Any other concerns? Yes.
Yes, in the August 3rd, there's a couple big ones for miscellaneous concrete improvements. Refresh my memory, please.
I think Engineer Cole is grabbing the mic.
Sure, yes. So miscellaneous concrete improvements, I'm not sure which line you're looking at, but assuming it's for Midwest Asphalt, that is curb and gutter and sidewalk repairs and like sidewalk ramps prior to our overlay program. We bid that out earlier this year.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Other questions? Nope, seeing none. Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Poor,
Yes.
Strebing,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Pashard,
Yes.
Pertel,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Brown, O'Kane,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, the motion passes. At this time, we will receive the Public Works Committee report. Chairman Poor.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. We will meet in these chambers next Tuesday, 6 o'clock. Wear your mask. And if anything changes to where we go Zoom again, we'll be sure to let you know. Thank you.
I understood the other day that we technically can't do Zoom yet until the governor signs the thing that says you can.
And it also says that they're requesting people to wear masks.
Right.
They
It's
can't
not-
mandatory. to anybody.
Right.
Yeah, so, although, as we know, that could change by next week.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Thank you very much, Chairman. At this time, we'll receive the Public Services Committee report. Chairman Strebing.
All right. Item number 12 on the agenda is Public Service Committee report is the city clerk's report. And I guess approval of the license. I don't know, we have to do roll call on this one as well.
Just a voice vote.
Just a voice vote. Has anybody got any questions on the city clerk's report and approval of license that are in front of you? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. B, I guess accept and place on file March 2021 and April 2021, the city treasurer's reports. Does anybody have any questions on the city treasurer's reports that's in front of you? If not, then all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the ayes have it. 12C, the ordinance amending the city code section 30.13, uncollectible accounts receivable write-off authority. I will make a motion to move dispense with the reading and ask for your approval with a second from somebody.
Second.
Any questions on item 12C? Yes, Mike.
Okay. We went from 200 to 1,500 and then at $2,500, it's got to go to the council. Where's between 1,500 and 2,500? Or who oversees that?
So 1,500 and under would just be under my purview. If I wanted to do anything between 1,501 and 2,500, I would need the co-signature of the mayor. And then anything 2,501 and above would come to city council.
Okay. Guess I need to read better. Okay. Thank you.
Is there any other questions on this ordinance? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Streben,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Hertel,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Brown, O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
12 yes.
All right, that puts us to item 12D, an ordinance amending city code section 39.07 pertaining to compensation of municipal employees. I will make a motion and move to dispense with the reading and ask for a second for approval.
Second.
Any questions on 12D on the ordinance? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman Pickering,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Hertel,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Brown, O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
Streben,
Yes.
12 yes.
Puts
Chairman?
us- Yes.
Can I ask the city to give us a chain of commands now with this new people and the stuff? We have had them in the past where we know that the mayor takes, and his department has these people in it and other things. I'd like to see how that lays out, or if it's everything just directly under the mayor now.
No,
I don't expect it right away, but
I still think we've got the steps. And
well, we've had it in the past, but I haven't seen anything for a couple of years where what department, who's
underneath
like,
who?
like the lawyers is in charge of the
Code
code enforcement and stuff
enforcement.
like that.
Yes.
I'd like to see that in a chain of.
I'm sure we can get that done.
Okay.
I think
I
that would,
won't say it happened overnight.
No, I know that.
I think that would be especially helpful for those of us who are new.
Yes, and
Would
some
be
of the holdup is we didn't have some positions filled, and that's,
Well, but now we have.
and we got the new budgets coming up and we changed some things, so I imagine you'll see that.
Okay.
Helpful.
That puts us to 12E. Any other questions? I'm sorry, before we go to 12E. All right, puts us 12E, an ordinance authorizing executing of the ARPA Rescue Plan, the American Rescue Plan Act, Coronavirus Local Fiscal Recovery Fund, award terms and conditions. I will make a motion to dispense with the reading.
Oh, come
and
on.
ask for a second and ask for your approval.
I would second.
Is there any questions on this one?
Yeah, the controller, what was the amendment that you made as far as what
Yes.
the earlier one said?
Sure. So at Public Services last week, I made the the comment that I had harassed Mr. Cole from the IML for a draft ordinance because we can't get the funds deposited into our bank account until after the terms and conditions are accepted. IML last Friday rolled out their final draft and it included conflict of interest language that was not in the draft that he had provided me. So I guess I should have just been patient. But that is why you received an amended ordinance. After talking with Council Simon and the mayor, we all agreed that it was important enough to send out an updated ordinance. So.
As long as everybody got it.
Yep. And I was talking to the mayor today on the phone and said this, it's amazing to me. We had a 150-page document of what we can do with this money. Then before we even can get this money, we have to go to another multi-page document. And it's not like we're alone. every governmental body in the entire country that's getting this money is getting the same amount of huge paperwork. It's no wonder these projects cost so much. It's like they're paid by the word. But, it's one of those you have to do. You have to jump over the hoops.
Is there any other questions for the comptroller on 12E? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Pertel,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Brown, O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
Straven,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
12 yes.
Puts us to 12F, resolution authorizing budget amendment to fiscal year 2021 through 2022, finance number 011, budget. I will make a motion, move to dispense with the reading and ask for a second and your approval.
Second.
Any questions on 12F? Not, roll call, please.
Alderman Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Pertel,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Brown, O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
Straven,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
12 yes.
All right, that puts us to 12G, resolution authorizing agreement for provision of electricity for city-owned buildings and facilities. I'll make a motion, move to dispense with the reading and ask for a second and your approval.
Second.
Any questions on item 12G? Not, roll call, please.
Alderman Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Pertel,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Brown, O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
Straven,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
12 yes.
Okay, that puts us to 12H, a resolution authorizing agreement for gas supply with Good Energy LP. I'll make a motion and move to dispense with the reading and ask for your approval with a second, please.
Second.
Any questions on this resolution? Not, roll call, please.
Alderman York,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Pertel,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Brown, O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
Straven,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
12 yes.
Item 12I, resolution awarding bid 677 to Supreme Radio Communications, Inc. for purchase of communication system and equipment and authorizing budget amendment to fiscal year 2021-2022 Fire Division 022 budget. I will make a motion, move to dispense with the reading, and ask for a second for your approval.
Second.
Questions for the chief?
Chief, do you know what the delivery on these is gonna be? I know getting things by shipments anymore is difficult. Do you expect to get these quickly? Because I know you want them quickly.
We need them quickly, yes. There's two gentlemen sitting in the stands that can tell you how quick they'll get them. I assume. if
And I
one of
didn't
them-
even know that. Come on up to the microphone so we can hear you.
We're hoping 8 to 12 weeks. Can't promise that because it is, the radio communications business is getting shut down, well, since about March, but some of the things are coming out now. So that 12-week point could be realistic. But that's what we're hoping.
Is there a chip shortage for that too? Is that the problem? Yeah.
Yep, big time. Yep.
No, it's too bad it's that long, but that's better than it could
It
be.
is. And if there's any, I mean, certain orders we try to expedite, but if they don't have the chips, they don't have the chips. There's not much can be done.
No. Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions for the chief? Chief, I do know that you worked quick on this because when we talked last week, we didn't have a whole lot of this in front of us, so
That's correct. Again, had I known that, I wish I'd have worked 12 weeks sooner. Um, we literally are, due to lack of materials on our current system because of everything being obsolete and outdated and no longer exists. We have, due to lack of parts, we have always, for safety purposes, we've maintained working, uh, two working channels for our operations for several reasons. One being, if we're at one fire scene, we get dispatched to a second fire scene, we split up crews. Now we've got crews on two different scenes trying to work two different scenes and discuss things on the radio at the same time, so we can switch over to another channel. The second scene can be on a second channel. Same way with an emergency situation, we have a firefighter go down in a building. The personnel that are going to maintain the fire scene are going to move to a second channel so that the people just focusing specifically on a rescue of an individual can stay on one channel so that they're not getting talked over with what they're doing. For the past probably 6 or 8 months, we have been without a second channel because we had to rob parts from the second channel to keep the first channel up and running. Obviously that we can't have that. Hence why we've done this. Well, it's with everything else that's on my plate, this has been pushed off and pushed off, and pushed off. Now we finally just pulled the trigger and we have to make it happen. 8 to 12, I mean, regardless of who we would have went with, how we would have went with it, 8 to 12 weeks, unfortunately, with the current status of the country and materials and everything else, we don't have a choice. And we're going to pray that we don't have bad weather to get a lightning strike or anything to that effect between now and then.
Well, I do know that there's no other questions for the chief. I do know that this is a pretty hefty amount. And I know you talked to us about wanting some extra bells and whistles in it. And I didn't really review it all the way through. Did you get everything you wanted?
There's no, the bells and whistles are specific. Some of it is specific to what we had now. It's newer, more up to date, more 21st century, if you will, versions of bells and whistles, but this maintains the same thing we have in the past. We've always had buttons on our radios to where if a guy goes down, a guy has some kind of an issue, he hits a button, it automatically sends an alarm, lets everybody know that. That is there as well. Another thing we did add to this one that we did not add to the first one that we asked for and were given, this includes a 5-year warranty and as well as maintenance, correct? Maintenance agreement and warranty on it. So that will save us for at least the first 5 years. It'll save us any other extra expenses out of pocket. And if the ability is there at the end of the 5 years, we'll probably look at what the cost would be to continue that 5 year as well. Also, we asked for and got a 10-year you can't say this fast 3 times, non-obsolescence guarantee from the manufacturer that says that for 10 years they'll guarantee that the stuff won't become obsolete, which is what the problem is we're running into now, obviously. So everything we were asked for was received in this, and in reality is I had a conversation with them prior to the meeting even started. That dollar figure is going to squeak down just a little bit because there's a couple extra pieces that were added to the bid that we do not need. So that number will come down about $2,500.
Okay, probably one of the big questions I should have asked you last week when we had the discussion before you opened bids. Will you guys be able to work with the police on, or is this just a censored group just for the firemen?
I believe my understanding is we would have the potential to do that as well as the ambulance services in town as well. We'll have to work the details out on that. Currently, we just have a limited number of individual portables that we have the ability to discuss with them. And he and I have not had this conversation yet.
Well, I think it's important because you guys have to talk. You really have to. And it's under the radar. You don't have everybody out there with scanners anymore. So it's a good thing that you guys can talk back and forth. So.
Yeah.
The technology is the same between the two agencies. So
okay.
Interoperability, technology-wise, will not be an issue.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. Is there any other questions for the chief? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman Wands,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Hertel,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Brown, O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
Strebing,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
12 yes.
Okay, items of information. We'll meet sometime in the end, toward the end of the month. I think it's the fourth Tuesday. Right now, as it's supposed to be in these chambers, so we'll be here at 6 o'clock. So, and the only thing I want to tell you guys watch is, I know Agnell sends out all this stuff, but I've been getting some stuff that's been coming through, and like I've ordered Norton and everything else, and I haven't even done it. So be careful what you open up.
Don't open them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just real quick as an item of information, I'm sure multiples of you know, the police department is planning a charity baseball, softball event at the stadium on the 17th of August, 21st of August. 21st of August. And with that, we're working out the details. There potentially will be fireworks to go with that, just for a note of that.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for bringing that up. That's the Oberheim Peace 703 organization. So Peacemakers 703.
So who's gonna win
They
that,
come out.
game?
Say again?
Who's gonna win that game? No.
Well, probably the Oberheim girls, the players will probably whip the snot out of all of us. It's a high school, his daughter's high school team. I'm not for sure all the details, who's
Gonna be
playing
good.
who, that's still being worked out.
It's gonna be a good event. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have Decatur, Champaign, and Danville all together.
And there's no betting on it because we don't have a gambling license for it.
So that concludes my report from Public Services, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Chairman. Any items of information for the good of the cause, things that you'd like to tell folks about coming up? Yes.
We have this Saturday at the VFW Golf Tournament. We'll be at Harrison Park, August the 7th at 8 a.m. And it's really something you ought to go see. It's really nice. They'll have a flyover. I'm not sure what time the flyover is, but it's really something to see if you can go out there and see that, the beginning of it.
Other folks with upcoming events? Yes.
Actually, that's what I was going to. Yeah, that's
You have
right.
more?
I know, I was actually going to,
Go ahead.
mention that also. Actually, it's the American Legion State Golf Tournament.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. It's
I
it's
said that
for the
wrong.
veterans.
Veterans.
We have it every year. And like you said, there's an opening ceremony that's very nice. We have different honor guards and things that do ceremonies beforehand, and we will be giving away all of our donations too. At the opening ceremonies also, we've given several thousands of dollars over this, our 7th year, to all veterans charities and things, for this community and for some actually in the state. We send some money to the state adjutant's office for the American Legions also. So I just wanted to elaborate on that a little bit because
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Other event coming up?
Vermillion County Conservation Foundation is, we got some new people on the board, and they wanted to try a virtual 5K walk and run, and it's going to be August 22nd to the 28th. And you can do it at your own leisure. You pick one of the Vermillion County Conservation parks or course of your own. They got registration online. They got like a big foot with a cheeseburger on it. Mike and I are doing it, and all the proceeds from this go. We had to remove all the playground equipment from out there because of
ADA and everything.
ADA and the dangers. So anybody who decides to do this walk, the money will go to new equipment for the kids out there at the parks, both Forest Glen and Kennecott. It's quite simple. You walk an hour, or you walk a mile or two one day and finish up next. And when you're done, you log in and tell them when you're finished. So T-shirt comes with it. So
And a medal.
and a medal. So it's August 22nd to the 20th.
This kind of takes the place of cheeseburgers and fun with the uncertainty of what was going on. We of course canceled cheeseburger and fun for this year, but the new folks on the board came up with this idea. So cheeseburger and run.org.
Yep.
If you're interested. $35 a person.
35 person.
All proceeds go to Conservation Foundation, which will in turn give it to the district to buy playground equipment.
Other folks? Anything? No? Well, I know you'll be disappointed to know that the mayor did not leave me with anything for a closed session, so we can't have one. So I know, it's heartbreaking. So for this reason, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No. So then we are adjourned. Thank you very much. You were very nice to me as I struggled along.
Only when it was, only when we were. On the.
Here?
Closed session or. No.
You mean pawning it off?
Yeah, we're back. I
don't know what I did.
Yeah, you only need a.
Trying to make Siri come on.
But no
Cool.
permit.
I'm gonna turn zip
Probably shouldn't. Me
Unless
too.
they change something again.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Yeah, so if we go back to them, it'll be back.
And that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
Yes.
You shut this thing down now?
Okay, that wouldn't be.
Have good evening.
That wouldn't be.
Me too.
So, yeah, if you give a monetary donation.
Yeah,